Hello everyone, happy Pride. It's me, Julia, or JD99, coming here with another video. Yep, it's June again, which means it's time to talk about being queer. How people like me, we exist, we are fighting to survive, we're your neighbors, we're worth loving, and we know how to have fun. That's what I want to talk about today, this aspect of the role-playing game sphere and how it can intersect with different kinds of people to help tell stories. I mean, when you think about it, at the very core, all of these games are these shared immersive worlds that we build together. And in these worlds, every character we make is to some extent a reflection of us, but they're also something that we can imagine that we might be able to be, something we're afraid of, something we might never want to see in real life. But they all come, from some extent, from ourselves. So imagine when you were young, when you were playing pretend with your friends, building whole new worlds. That's kind of the expansion of this today. And that's why I wanted to be able to gather some stories. So let's hear some of what my friends here have to say. So, do you want to introduce yourself, give some name and pronouns for the viewers?
Sure. Hi, my name is Elisar. A lot of people call me Elle. My pronouns are they, them, and they, fair.
There. How you doing today?
I'm good.
All right.
How are you doing?
Good, good. So, just to start this off, so how long have you been into the general role-playing game scene or shared immersive stories like this?
Um, Probably since I was like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually start playing D&D until I was like 14.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I played like a lot of like fantasy role playing games and video games like
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings and things like that.
Neat, neat. Yeah, like Oh, well, what'd you play that on? GameCube?
I played it on the PlayStation 2.
PlayStation. Okay. You are a Sony family.
Yes.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, so you started when you were pretty young, and so when you were a kid, like playing pretend and stuff, did you like to cross gender lines, experiment with that?
Yeah, I. It's funny that you mentioned that because when I was a kid, like, a lot of my favorite characters were male,
Hmm.
and I don't know if you ever saw Teen Titans growing up,
Yes, yes, I love Teen Titans.
but yes, yes, my friends and I would play it on the playground, and I was always Beast Boy or Robin, but pretty
Nice.
much always Beast Boy
Hmm.
because he was green, could turn into animals, and was a vegetarian. And I was like, that's pretty dope. And
Yeah,
also, I am a vegetarian. My favorite color is green. So I was like, what more can you ask for? This is obviously my guy.
yeah, yeah. Too bad you can't turn into
And then
animals.
also, I know, right? That would be sick.
Yeah,
And then another thing I liked to do when I was a kid, I would play Peter Pan a lot,
yeah.
and I would pretend to be Peter Pan.
Hmm.
There was always something that got to me about like the boy who never grew up. I was like, I wish I was the boy who never grew up. That probably means nothing.
Okay, okay. What is it with like transmasc, non-binary people and loving Peter Pan? Because you're like the third or fourth one I've met that just loves Peter Pan like that.
I was obsessed with Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Like I would watch. I would not recommend it unless you're ready for like some heavy talk about indigenous people. But I would watch that Disney Peter Pan movie all the time, and I had so many different versions of the story of Peter Pan. Ugh, I loved it so much.
Yeah, that movie is. I also remember watching that one growing up, and it's one of those things you look back on and you're like, okay, that's a bit of a yikes.
Right, right. You're like, not what makes the red man red. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's so horrible.
Yeah.
Sorry if that was insensitive. You could edit that
No,
out.
no, I get it. But yeah, I get it. I remember that movie. But yeah.
I also like to play pretend as a fairy,
Ooh.
but when I was doing that, I never thought like it was gendered. I was always like, oh, fey fair. I mean, like I didn't know what that was yet, but I was like fairy gender.
Mhm. Mhm. I like that.
Fairies have no gender. They're just fairies.
Mhm. And also, you're the second
Mm-hmm.
person in these
Mm-hmm.
interviews to bring up fairies like that, so I'm starting to notice a trend. It's like
Yes.
fairies.
Yes.
Fairies are cool.
Uh,
Well, yeah,
which
yeah,
could mean nothing.
well, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Fae and fae fair pronouns.
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
There
Okay.
were signs.
Nice, nice. Yeah. So, I know you also like to do some writing, but like, what's like a D&D character or RPG or like even just an OC you've come up with that's given you particular gender euphoria?
Okay. I can't remember what their name is right now because I've had a decent amount of D&D characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I had this one who was like a guardian
Yeah.
or a knight, sorry, and they
Mm-hmm.
were like working for like the government, but then realized like the government was like twisted and was like, "Oh no, I got to get out of here, man."
Yeah.
And like basically like oh, I'm trying to think of what the term is. Like people would be like, "What did this to you? Like what woke you up? What
Oh, cracked your egg.
revolutionized you?" And my character was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
revolutionized, like from within.
Yeah.
I thought they were cool as hell
Mm-hmm.
because they were like the first character I'd played that wasn't like a girl or like very dainty or like
Mm-hmm.
had like a very like quote unquote feminine build.
Yeah.
They were like super muscular and had like really short hair and had like thick eyebrows and like a wide face and like they just looked so cool to me. I thought they were awesome.
Not the eyebrows. That's such a mood, though. Just the eyebrows
Right?
specific detail. That's such a mood.
They were so big. I remember I was like designing a little character of them on I can't remember what website it was that you could like design D&D characters like to order like little mini ones.
Oh yeah, Hero
But
Forge.
I had one and it was like here, yes, Hero Forge. And they were like, here's these tiny little eyebrows and I was like, no, make these bigger. Let's fucking go. Oh.
Yeah, just
I'm trying to
imagine
remember
like
what the last
yeah.
that was the one that's been like the most like gender euphoric for me. I did make another one recently that
Mm-hmm.
used they them pronouns, but like they were more like sneaky. So they weren't like as like
Yeah,
rough and like quote unquote masculine.
fair enough. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, just imagine. I just imagine like you like searching through all the paintbrushes and finding like the thickest one you can for the eyebrow. Sorry, I keep coming back
The
to that.
eyebrows,
It's
I was
just
like,
such a
make
fun
these
detail.
bitches bigger. I need them to take up like half the face.
Yeah. All right. But speaking of characters, so in games and stuff. So if you were to put together like a game table full of like queer celebrities or queer characters or anything like that, who would be in your game table, and who gets to be the dungeon
And
master in this scenario?
that's such a good question. Ah. Okay, I think Aang should be the DM from Avatar: The Last Airbender because I think Aang is queer. I think anyone who's like, but he ended up with Katara. I'm like, but you don't know. Like the Airbenders don't have. They're not like. They're not cishet. They're not. It's just as a culture, they're not, and I won't accept any criticism on that.
All right.
Also, I just think Aang would be such a cool DM because like he can be serious, but also he's gone through some stuff. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he wouldn't be afraid to pull out some challenges, and also he's very silly and like does little voices and like likes telling stories and is very
Mm-hmm.
creative. So I feel like he would be an awesome DM.
Okay.
Um, I feel like it's gonna make me sound like a lot of other people, but I want Peter Pan on the team. Damn it!
All right.
We need some variety in age.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I know Aang's like 12, but still.
Wait. So,
Um,
you have like two guys who are like over 100 years old, but also passing as 12 because of like weird shenanigans. Okay,
yes.
okay, just making sure, just making sure.
Not one, but two.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, does it have to be okay? Like, I don't know if I have celebrities that have like given me gender euphoria and stuff, but can I throw in like a gay celebrity that I have a crush on or something for
Sure,
fun, just for me?
sure. Go ahead.
All right. Can I have Anne Hathaway on there for
Yes, I had a
fun?
feeling you were gonna say Anne Hathaway.
She's just such an ally. We
Yeah.
need her.
Mhm.
We need her on the team.
Okay.
And then I want to have okay, there's this uh Twi'lek in Star Wars that I need to have on there. Her name is like what is her name? She's in like the prequels and she's blue And she has like stripes on her leg too. I can't think of what her name is because that's how little screen time she has. But I also had a crush on her when I was a kid. Like when they were like the main plot and they were like Order 626 and they were like, oh no, I was like, I didn't care about anybody else.
Also, I'm sorry, I'm not even a Star Wars nerd, but did you just say Order 626? Because I think that's Lilo and Stitch. Because I think 626 is something else.
You're right. That is so Lilo and Stitch.
I'm sorry, I'm not even a Star Wars nerd, but it's Order 66.
Not. Listen, I'm more of a Lord of the Rings
Fair,
person.
fair.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I always got those confused. Let's see. We have Anne Hathaway. We have Peter Pan. We have Aang. We have my blue Twi'lek, whose name I will remember to this. Gotta have someone from Lord of the Rings. Let's throw in Gandalf because I want like a cranky old man.
Okay.
And he's a wizard.
Yeah. So instead of Gandalf the Grey, it's Gandalf the Gay.
Exactly.
There we go. So that's your queer D&D group. I love it.
Thank you.
I love that. All right. Yeah. Elle, thank you for your time. I think you've answered all my questions. Do you have anything you want to throw at me though?
Oh, that's it. I hadn't thought about that. I guess not. If I think of something, I'll let you know.
All right. Well, that sounds good. All right. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, so my name is Henri, and my pronouns are they and it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Henri. And how long have you been into role-playing games like D&D, Pathfinder, stuff like that?
I've been playing D&D since 2023. That's when I started. Okay, and then a while after that, we transitioned our game into Pathfinder, and then I've started like exploring other systems as well.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, right now it's Grimwild.
Ooh. Okay. That's fun. All right. Yeah. And would you say that being able to play these games, it's given you like an opportunity to explore different aspects of yourself, maybe a version of you that you can't be in everyday life?
Oh, for sure. Because like I'm the kind of player who always plays themselves.
Okay.
Like when I pick a character, I was like, what part of me is this game bringing out,
Mm-hmm.
and how do I like make the most of that? So like for example, D&D, I play a bard
Okay.
named Fontaine. Okay, and Fontaine is this like really cute, really peppy,
Mm-hmm.
kid core fairy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Faye is like always hopeful and trusts everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like something I don't get to do in my day-to-day life because like you can't actually trust everyone. That's like absurd.
Yeah, I know.
And you can't actually you can't actually never lie.
Yeah.
But I wish for a world where that's possible, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a world where people showed a little more love to one another.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah.
And then there's Penny, who I also play in Pathfinder. Penny's different. Penny is a bitch. Penny's annoying and crabby,
Yeah.
which is also like we can be multitudes. I can be a peppy, hopeful, happy fairy, and I can be an annoying, snippy fairy who gets drunk all the time.
Oh, so they're both fairies. They're both fae.
They're both fairies. Yeah, I love playing fae. I love playing the fae because they're so you get to do the thing of like, oh, I have this rule that I made up in my head and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I commit to the bit. Commitment to the bit is the most important thing in TTRPG.
Yep. That is very true. All right. And have there been any moments playing those characters that gave you like particular gender euphoria or something like that? Have you had any moment where that really stuck out?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because so like I mentioned earlier, Fontaine uses Fae Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Those are her pronouns.
Wait. So
And
she's
it's
sorry.
really
Fae are a
yeah.
fae that uses fae fair pronouns. I love that.
Of course.
Does that ever cause
That's
confusion
how
among the
you
other
agree with
fairies?
it.
Because that's a bit
Well,
like,
the other
you know,
fairies also use flavor.
yeah, cause that's a bit like my pronouns being homo slash sapien, right?
Yeah.
No homo.
The point, I think for the fairies, the point is the confusion.
Oh yeah, of
Like
course, of course.
they want you to not completely understand what's going on. But yeah, Fontaine. And then Penny's pronouns are they them. So I get to like force other people to use those pronouns for me.
Yeah.
And that's like, yes, that's right. Because I play with like
Yeah.
I don't play only with cis-men, but like some of the other players at the table are cis-men and like they need to learn. They need to
Yes,
get
they
with
do.
the program already. So
Yes,
that's
they
like
do. Uh,
'cause
mhm,
I will teach you. I will, and it's rather low stakes because
mhm.
it's lower stakes than like using like learning a real person's pronouns
Yeah, I
because
get that.
like
Yeah, it's
no,
definitely.
you can like mess up a little bit and nobody's gonna get mad because like come on, we're fictional. You can like repeat what you said and retcon, so it's okay.
Yeah, and it gives you a
But
yeah, it gives you a practice
it
arena.
doesn't.
If
Yeah,
you decide next
yeah,
campaign you want to play like a really butch fairy who's like, like all rough and tumble and like, puts the bad guys in their place with their fists. You could do that as well. You can
yeah,
explore that part of you.
yeah,
All right. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So you would
It's
definitely.
it's nice to like it's nice to like yeah force people to practice using weird pronouns.
Yeah, that is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, on the bit more personal side, like, when did you start discovering this part of yourself of how, like, no, I'm not just the gender I was assigned at birth. There's more to me, kind of like how, in D&D there's more than two player classes. In real life, there's more than two genders.
Exactly. I think I've always known. I used
Hmm.
to play this game when I was a kid, where I would like stand in front of the mirror
Yeah.
and imagine my head on different bodies.
Hmm. Yes, actually, it's
Cause like,
I'm glad that you said
really,
that because one of my interview questions was that when you were playing pretend as a child, how did you like to cross those gender lines?
yeah, yeah. So I think I've always known. I just I didn't quite have to.
Hmm.
I didn't quite have to like fight
Hmm.
much because like my parents were always like, "Oh, girls can do anything," because like I'm
Yeah.
alpha.
Hmm.
They were like, "Okay, girls can do anything. Girls can wear skirts. Girls can have." So I never had this feeling of like, "Oh, I'm limited because of my gender." I didn't have that. I did have I did have the feeling of what is gender? Do I have one?
Yeah.
Everybody,
Hmm.
because even though my parents were like that at home, I went to Catholic school.
Hmm.
So I had to wear a dress. At school we had uniforms, and the teachers were always like, "Okay, all the girls sit on this side, and all the boys sit on this side." And I was like, "Why do I have to do this?
Hmm.
Why can't I wear shorts? I want to wear shorts because I want to run and stuff."
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, when you think about it,
So
when Jesus, he was basically wearing like a tunic, which was closer to a dress nowadays. Yes,
yeah,
the concept of
like
gender
guys
in the
have
Bible
much
is
worse dresses.
yeah, the concept of gender in the Bible is a bit outside of the realm of this video, but it certainly is a fascinating topic among scholars. But all right,
Yeah.
all right. I guess my last real question though is, if you were to put together a table of like queer celebrities or characters for D&D, who's in the table and who's the dungeon master? And these can be
Oh
real,
my goodness.
fictional, historical, anything.
Okay. That's okay. Let's go with like I don't know that many famous people. So
That's
let's
fair.
have a four-person table
Okay.
and then a GM. GMing would be who's queer? Hmm. Ah, Erika Ishii.
Okay.
Erika Ishii because like she's chaotic.
Hmm.
I love chaos. I love shenanigans,
Yeah.
and I think she would be like accepting of shenanigans at the table.
Yes.
Okay. And then at the table we have, this might just be all dropout people. Vic Michaelis.
Hmm.
I haven't watched Gladlands yet, but I've seen like a lot of other Vic Michaelis stuff, and I think they're really funny and out of the box. And on the topic of out of the box, of course, Ali Beardsley. Like, yeah, more than. Can I make this an all non-binary table?
Sure, sure.
And then I'm wondering if I can. I'm wondering if I know enough people. Third, huh? This is tough. Hmm. Oh, what's their name? Alex Songsha.
Mhm.
Alex Songsha, because I saw them in Nantopolis and they were just so cute, so so soft, and
Yeah.
so soft playing like the conscience character, and I was like, oh, definitely Alex Songsha. So there's like a chaotic but still like a softer presence at the table.
Hmm.
And lastly, let's who would I put? Oh my god, am I gonna get their name right? I'm not sure. Okay, different person. Um, hmm. Abria's queer, right? Abria Iyengar. I know Abria's queer.
Okay.
Last time I checked, Abria Iyengar is queer.
All right.
Kitty.
Nice. All right. Yeah, that sounds like a really fun table.
Yeah.
And before we go, do you have any questions for me since we've been having this conversation?
Um, let's see. What have you been playing lately, and what's a memorable moment from that?
Okay. So for RPGs or just games in general?
RPG.
Okay, yes. So with RPG's been doing a campaign recently, semi-inspired by the Lord of the Rings, where they're trying to take the Book of Vile Darkness to throw it into a volcano to destroy it. And I think probably what's really fun about this group is that they're basically yes ending me to death, where every time they run into a village with any problem, they're like, well, we have to stop and solve this problem. So they recently resolved a territory dispute between a group of fire newts and kobolds. And it was a lot of fun to play the fire newts because I had them talk like this: rejoice, rejoice, they are going to save us from the kobolds. So that was a lot of fun, just them all going into it. But the best part of that was the Minotaur Paladin Kyrios, who in character cannot speak Draconic, but he figured out how to say 3 words. We come peace. That's basically his catchphrase now, just to let everyone knows that he means them no harm. But the other one is that it was my friend's birthday last week, so we did a special My Little Pony themed game. That was great.
Amazing.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much for hopping on with me, Henry. Interesting to be doing this with someone who's literally 12 hours apart on the time zone, but glad we got it figured out. But all right, yep. Thank you, and yeah, this was good.
Hi, my name is Simka, and my pronouns are he, they.
All right. So, yeah, thank you for joining us for this. And so, I guess I just want to start by asking, how long have you been into the role-playing game scene? Would you say?
Um, oh, that's hard to exactly quantify, but I would say probably around 6 years, possibly a little longer. But I definitely got really into it around COVID time, because if everybody was at home, but we still had access to technology, we were able to do uh, virtual games. So that's what I started doing a lot more. Uh, uh, of those types of games more regularly was around COVID time. But I did want to do it and was interested in the subject generally slightly before that point.
All right, nice. Yeah, and speaking of your history, so when you were young and playing pretend and everything like that, did you like to, bend the gender lines and everything? Like go outside of what might have been
Honestly,
expected?
honestly, no, I didn't.
Okay.
I uh, tended to conform to what my assigned gender at birth was, and like I don't know, it felt okay then, but
Mhm.
and then as I got older, that's when it was not really feeling okay with that sort of thing.
Yeah, I get that. But was there any like fictional or imaginary space where you started to explore like your gender or like imagine yourself in like any kind of show or do any writing about that, like when your egg was starting to crack, as it were? Was there any way that you like to explore that, like, or even just playing more masculine characters in video games?
I did try out different names and different like creative character things that were a little bit more on the masculine side rather than feminine side. Um, but uh, I guess it wasn't like necessarily TTRPGs or anything like that in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I also know that I was, well, kind of often just portrayed myself, and if that was more on the feminine side, then so be it. It would be feminine. Um, and like so, it sometimes it is hard for me to play as something that I'm not entirely, especially in terms of physical appearance. Um, and so that's why uh, I honestly did similar stuff to myself and only really um, messed around a little bit with names and perhaps pronouns in a lot of games, at least on a little bit, but still I kept it as it's myself, more or less.
Yeah, I can get that. But on that subject though, so in the different games you've played, have there been any, um, you know, characters you've made in these games that have given you particular gender euphoria?
Um, I mean, yeah, once my egg cracked and being able to actually be like, yes, I can pick the masculine character, or yes, I can pick these specific things that um, outfits or uh, facial features or whatever. That did bring me some amount of euphoria, even when I wasn't quite as masculine as I am now.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some of that, but it was definitely less
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
than a lot of people probably.
Yeah. Are there any particular characters you remember along those lines though? Like ones that you particularly enjoyed playing?
Um, I think I particularly liked playing the character in the campaign that I actually did with you,
Yeah.
um, uh, and that was really fun because I ended up
Mm-hmm.
accidentally making the character trans in the
Yep.
end.
Yeah, I remember that.
Uh,
Anthony the Wizard.
a
Yeah.
wizard hiding testosterone vials and getting them as magic potions, blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, you also
um,
for a little while played as Kid Loki in that campaign, so also, like a shape changing trickster who doesn't care about what people think his gender should be.
that's true. That is true. I did play as Kid Loki in that same campaign after my previous character had died. Um, but it still was definitely um, like those are particularly notable. I guess the other notable thing is in Sims 4 being able to kind of like the create a sim in Sims 4 has a lot of like you can basically mold the features as if it is clay. Um, and that definitely gave me a lot of gender euphoria when I was able to like properly pick something that reflected me more than otherwise. Um, and so that was good. Um, and on a similar note, when I was trying to look through different characters on a game called VR Chat,
Mm-hmm.
I found this like warrior video game character that was masculine, and I said sure. And then I was also able to manually set my height to be exactly my height. And so when I was walking with other people who also set their height to be accurate, I was able to kind of be like, ah, yes, so if I see you in real life, I would be looking up at you because I am short. I also in VR chat played as Kirby a little bit because Kirby,
Yeah, Kirby's cool.
yay.
Yay. All right. And now we come to the final question, the one we've been having the most fun with. And let's say you were putting together like a D&D or just general TTRPG group of, beloved queer celebrities or characters from media or anything like that. Who would be at this table, and who's the dungeon master?
Oh, that is tricky. Do allies count?
I have a feeling I know where you're going with this. So yeah, you can throw an ally in there.
Yes. So Durban Tennant's absolutely gonna be in there.
Yep.
I don't know what character he'd play, but I'm sure he'd do something really well.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably also say, hmm. It's hard because I'm not as familiar with a lot of different like celebrities that most people would know. I know very niche people online. But I would probably say Chapo Run and Jojo Siwa and like some of those like pretty good singers that are made a lot of really good songs that are just queer anthems now. Um, who's another person that's like that? Yeah, and then I would also, even though they're not really celebrities, I'd want to have my friends, because yes,
Thank you.
and probably you as Dungeon Master, because I think you have
Thank you.
one of the most experience of Dungeon Master of a lot of our friends.
Hey, who knows? If this video hits the algorithm right, I might qualify as a celebrity next week. It's not gonna, but that's funny to think about.
Yeah. I might, honestly, I might throw in Hank Green just for funsies, because he is Bob.
You know what I would want Hank Green to do? I would want him to be like that guy that comes every so often to like be the dungeon master, to let the dungeon master be a player, because I feel like he would do like a really good job of that, just throwing us all off our feet.
Oh, maybe, but Brennan Lee Mulligan does a really good dungeon master. But I'm not 100% sure if he's queer or not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. We're getting, and yeah, do you have any closing remarks or any questions you want to throw back at me?
I guess I would say I like playing TTRPGs and such as D&D for the sake of being able to be myself but if magic. And so a lot of what has shaped what I do is more what I end up feeling about myself and what I end up doing for myself. And so they kind of tangentially are coupled together and move forward rather than one creating the other and such. So yeah.
I get that. Well, all right. Thank you for coming out and joining us today, and thank you for your answers. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Well, you've heard their stories. Now it's time for me to share mine. I've been playing these TTRPGs for about 10 years now, and this opened a whole new world for me to explore. Because when I was young, and even though I would say I had quite the active imagination, loved to create all these fantastical worlds in my head, I never so much questioned my gender, really, because I never thought to. I just saw it as what I was assigned by default, and I just went with it. I wasn't encouraged to question why that was or why certain aesthetics are supposed to go for certain people. I just went with it. But then once I began to meet other queer people and started actually questioning it myself, I began to explore this other part of me. And, I remember being able to play this wizard named Audrey. First time I really got to play a woman character in a role-playing game, and that felt really good because that let me explore some of who I was, and hearing the other players refer to me in feminine terms with she, her pronouns and all that. That felt good. So I guess that's the character that's given me particular euphoria, but I've found that whenever I make a character, no matter who or what it is, it has some piece of me within it. So I try to have that exploration come whichever way I go. As for the special question at the end here of if I were to put together a game group of queer celebrities or characters, who would they be? Okay, I've been thinking about this. And first would invite Nicole Maines. She is the actress who played Nia Nall in the Supergirl show, and that character has always been very special to me because that was my first real experience with a trans person in a positive light, in a media depiction that wasn't just making fun of trans people, but she was just kind of there, and there was so much more to her character. So it finally got me to break down some of my own assumptions about what that meant and just let me explore this and just accept her as who she is. And from everything else I've read about her activism, she just seems really cool. Next, I would have to say George Takei, old school Star Trek queer icon. We love him. Go George. Chapel Roan, she's also pretty cool. You'd think I would have had my list down after asking everyone else this question, but I don't know. There are just a lot of interesting people out there. Maybe Luz from the Owl House. She's beautifully chaotic, and I bet she'd have a lot of fun ideas. So there we go. I guess that's my group. Luz from the Owl House, Nicole Maines, George Takei, and Chapel Run. There we go. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please tell me your stories in the comments below, especially the answer to the question of if you were to put together, that game group, who would you have in it? Really look forward to reading everything you have to say. Hope you have a good day. Have a wonderful Pride. Until next time, have a good day.